Wow, this is so screwed up.
Hmm.
Somebody changed something on YouTube, guys. So nothing is working like it should. Look, it's even in black and white. And I had to go to like several screens here just to get this running. And I don't really know why it's like this. So anyway, we'll see if anybody catches this. Took me a while to get it started. Looked like 13 minutes to. I'm like off the clock here because I couldn't get it running, and it looks like it's in black and white, and I don't know why. Hello, Aurora. So I don't know why it's in black and white. I don't know exactly what's happening here, but the usual way that it's working is not. So YouTube changed something, and they pretty much screwed it up. So don't know what screwed up and why it screwed up, but that's where it is right now. So good evening. And let's see who I catch. I don't know how well we can proceed here, but we'll try to proceed no matter what. Hello, Dustin Nisbet Jones. It's alive. Yes, well, I tried. I've been trying for half an hour. Half an hour of trying to configure this, and I hit the usual buttons, and they're not working. So there is a bug. Like Lunduk, yeah. So must be a Linux thing. I gotta act like it's a Linux kind of broadcast. So I don't know why it's doing that. I presume I don't even have a title, because there's probably no title, right? I don't know what a title is, but yes. So don't know why I did that. And I don't really, I can't really figure it out right now. I don't know why I did that. And it was in color when I started. Hello, Brian Lewis. So anyway, we'll deal with it. And as long as you can see me, then I guess it's good. Actually, I'm looking at the camera there. It's in color. Then it's coming back here. It's in black and white. Why? What the zuck? We don't know why. It says just live stream. Okay. Well, I'll put the title in later. We can put the title in later. The title was supposed to be talking about the fact that the PinePhone has been delayed. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. So black and white. You can't see all the nice colored lights and all the fancy lenses that I'm using right now. It's kind of a fancy setup, and you can't see it. Delayed. Oh no. So anyway, yeah. So yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at the monitor over there by the camera, and it's in color. And then I'm looking at here. Why the heck is it in black and white? Don't know why. The huge deep bite. FTC, FCC, ABC. Don't get delayed beyond Chinese New Year. No. They apparently will delay it for shipping around January, and then so we should get it like mid January or so, considering like couple of weeks of delay in shipping. What about the Evergreen group? Evergreen for Librem 5 is March 31st when they start shipping. So I'm going to guess I'm going to get it May. I mean, seriously. So, yeah, May. Hello, Mad Cow. So May maybe to get it, which is kind of frustrating, but what the heck. We'll have to deal with that. Browser fingerprinting, what does that have to do with anything? Kind of off topic. Hey, yo, that's off topic. So that doesn't make any sense. So this is weird. Yes, I know. And, we'll just have to figure out why. Actually, I don't have any idea why it's black and white. And I don't have any idea why I couldn't use the normal way of broadcasting. They have a bug. They have a bug at YouTube. They changed something. And when you hit the go live button, it doesn't go live. So I tried I went to one of their old screens and then had to fiddle with it and stream keys and all that, and I got it running. I saw some people able to go live, so if they can go live, then I can go live, and they went live, and I'm able to go live, but in black and white, and I'm sending this in high resolution. I'm actually sending this, in 1080p. So I'm like sending a high quality resolution broadcast to YouTube, and it responds to me by saying, "We're gonna fucking give you black and white because we don't like what you're doing." Suck. I thought it was black and white for that classic Christmas vibe. Well, you're not gonna see the Christmas lights. I got lights behind me, and you can't see it because it's in black and white. Very sharp image. Well, if you starting the last video and the new video I'm going to be loading tomorrow morning, it's going to be 4K. So all my videos from here on will be 4K, and it's a little bit more difficult. I got a fancy new camera and everything. It's kind of fancy new set, fancy new setup, and image looks good even if it's black and white. Pats fan. Hey from North Carolina. Hello, Locutus of Borg. So welcome, guys. So I'm gonna be releasing a video tomorrow. I was gonna release it today, and I decided to hold on to it till tomorrow. And I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow about all the different Linux mobile OSs that you can use on a phone. As you know, I'm running one here. This is Ubuntu Touch, and this is not the only one. So I'm going to show you or discuss some of the other ones that are going to be available to you in 2020, and there's going to be 5 of them. So there will be 5 OSs available in 2020. Let me hold on here. I actually have a screen right here. Why do I have... It shows on here I have 2 broadcasts. Weird. Okay, so there. So I can actually see... So there's the screen. I can see the screen right up there. So I don't have to look far away. Yes, it's always over, Huge T-Byte. It's always over. So what does it matter? If it's over, it's over. But Huge T-Byte, you've given up. I don't give up. I always fight for the cause. I don't give up. You give up. Where's my anonymous mask? Can't even find my anonymous mask now. Where the fuck did I put that? Huge T-Byte, you kind of screwed up my anonymous mask. I don't know where I put it. Used to always be handy here. Okay, so Ryan Powers, black and white mode, not intentional. Starlight, I did not want to go black and white. It's screwed up. I don't know why it's in black and white. Not intentional. I'm not trying to be like Lunduk. This is not intentional. It's just for whatever reason it's in black and white. But what the heck? It looks different. Maybe I should do it on purpose. Hello, Feroz Sator. Boy, I need to. I have I have an iPad in front of me, so I can read the comments right here. I don't have to look away. I can kind of look like close to the camera, but it's still like very tiny text, even if it's an iPad. Hello, Roman M. Mama Goo. Hello, Mama Goo. Entire Meyer. Hello, buddies. Hello, my friends. Heidi. Your movie's too dark. So anyway, that's not intentional. I did not mean it's in color on the camera. It's going in black and white here. And I have all this fancy equipment here. I have fancy new lens, fancy new setup, fancy new set. All this. I got like some fancy new lens from Sony, and And then everything was working fine. Audio out of sync. Zoc. Everything is fine. How much out of sync is it? Do you know what, like how many seconds? Okay, let's give it a count, Donnie. Just so for future reference so I can adjust it. Okay, starting, I'm gonna say mark. Mark 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. So what is it? Voice out of sync. How much? How much? So I gave you like a count there. How much is it out of sync? Because that is adjustable. I grew up watching black and white. Everybody chill. Okay, 1 second, 1/2 second. Okay. Okay. Well, can't do it right here, but I can't do it now. But it's possible to. It's possible to set later. Yeah, you can't do it once the broadcast is started, but just something to know for later. 1 second. Okay, so somewhere between 1/2 second to a second. Okay. Okay, I'll figure it out then. So, not in this broadcast. So sorry for the black and white and the delay in the broadcast. It was kind of difficult to get it started. And we did get it started. Near the end of saying mark, you hear it at the case sound. Mark. Oh, I see. So, mark. Okay, so just a slight delay. Okay, at least not enough to make it weird. Twilight Zone. Okay, so anyway, this is like this is a new setup. And we're going like high tech and taking it up a notch. And instead of taking it up a notch, YouTube has bugs. No, it was in color. It got screwed up, Jay. It has nothing to do with me. It's in color on the camera. And something changed and it lost the color when I did the broadcast. Don't know why. Why does it have reverb? Why would it have reverb? I'm talking right into the mic. There's just too many problems here. So, and I even have acoustic tiles on the wall. I have acoustic tiles. Are you saying I still have an echo? Do I still have an echo? I have acoustic. I have another pack of acoustic tiles I haven't installed yet. But I'm like right next to the mic, and let me just test this. Hold on. Yeah, this is the right mic. Get a TV dinner from the icebox. No echo. Digital delay. Yes. Okay, I understand there's a digital delay. But somebody said echo, so that's not what an echo is. It's a delay. Okay. So there's a sync problem. Somebody said there's a sync problem. And yeah, so I don't know what the cause is. It's going to have to play with that. My ears say 100 to 200 milliseconds. Okay. No echo here. So there's I'm going to cover should I just cover my mouth so you don't know what the delay is? If I cover my mouth, you're not going to know that look. I cover my mouth and you're not going to know there's a delay, right? So maybe that's the answer. I haven't bought an Echo. Good. Do not buy an Echo and do not buy a zucking ring. Okay? Anybody buying a ring for the, as a gift to yourself, and you say, I'm gonna buy into the surveillance system. I'm gonna buy into the surveillance system and put a surveillance system in my house so that they can surveil my surroundings, and I'm gonna go with this surveillance network. That is Ring because it's tied to the police database, and I want that. I'm gonna tie it to the police database. Not anything bad about the police, but it's not the police, guys. The database is tied to third-party private firms like Palantir. It's never just the police. It's always a bunch of contractors. It's always tied to contractors, and the contractors share your data, and often it has no restrictions for the contractors to use the data by themselves. So it's part of their benefit. Well, we give the police access to the data, but we have access to the data ourselves. So if you're zucking buying a ring, then you're zucked up, because instead of buying a ring, you should. That's why I built my own security products. Go to rob.brax.me and use my security products like these, which are not tied to ring. The reason I built these was to compete with the concept of the spying that's done by ring. So that's why I built these. Okay. Are you in a closet? Do I look like I'm in a closet? Can I fit all of this in a closet? You actually hear an echo, or you hear a delay? Okay, so hey yo, be accurate. You're actually hearing an echo, or as people said, there's a delay. Delay is not an echo. Those are two different things. Okay, an echo has two sounds, the main sound and a lower sound after. If you're hearing a delay, then it's a delay, which I can't fix it during the broadcast. So being a new setup and everything here, I don't know what's causing it, so we'll worry about that later. In California, when a police agency receives a residential alarm, it is called a 459 silent, which has 1 point more importance than an expired parking meter. You are correct. Actually, they want to charge you money. They show up and they say, okay, your alarm fired, and we know that 99% of these alarms don't mean anything. So we are going to charge you. This is in California, in Los Angeles. We're going to charge you an annual fee for having an alarm without a permit, because you have to have a permit with the alarm. My alarm does not go to the police. It goes to you. And then you can call instead of the alarm, because you do not want the alarm to call. When the alarm calls, the police will say, we're going to zucking charge you money. So I know fake name. I already heard that. Video and audio not synced. And we can't fix it. Well, I have to end the broadcast to fix that. True, that call is called a Goa gone on arrival, whatever that means. Okay, so yes, so I've had that. When I had an alarm system from what's in the company, the big company that does the alarm, and I pay them monthly, $20 a month or 20 some bucks a month. And I've always wondered what exactly do they do for me? And I realized that, nothing. Because what they do is when you have an alarm, they call you anyway, and then you have to respond to them and then give them a code. And then from the code, they say, okay, we'll actually call the police or not. Well, I'll just get my own alarm for free. Okay, get my own notification, then I'll decide if I'm going to call the police or not. It doesn't make any sense to pay them $20 a month for that, or $30 a month. Okay, blue and red looks like black hat tonight. So yes, so don't the black and white is not intentional. I do not know why it's in black and white. It's an absolute color when I'm looking at it here, and I don't really know why. Maybe I should. I already told you, hey yo, there's no echo. You're talking. A delay is not an echo. So use accurate wording, hey yo. Yes, I understand there is a delay, but it's not an echo. Should I stop the broadcast and restart it just to see if the color comes back? No, I'm not going to mess with it. Who cares? You, if it's black and white, you can handle it. Say hello. Why? There's some straight colors when you flashed your product. Yeah, there is. I can see some straight colors on the right. So I don't know what's happening. This got really messed up. YouTube is just they changed something overnight or this week, and then it's not working right. So don't know what the reason is, but we'll just deal with it and go on. So anyway, so a couple of things that that I want to impart to you is that the PinePhone was actually delayed. So I was expecting the PinePhone to arrive like in a week, and it's not going to happen. So it's not going to arrive in a week. The PinePhone is going to arrive probably, I'm going to guess, mid-January. And you know what? That's actually not bad, because as it turns out, what sucking operating system am I going to put on the phone if I got it like tomorrow? Is there any operating system I can use tomorrow? And the reality is no. There is none that I can use tomorrow. So a few weeks is actually good. It gives the different platforms some time to finish what they're doing and actually have a running thing so that we don't have to waste time and get it going, around the first of the year. So around the first of the year, the operating systems for Linux will be available, and I have a video that I'm going to release tomorrow morning, and then we'll discuss that. And so we'll be ready. It's actually okay. There's no delay for me to have the operating system. The PinePhone arrive mid-January. I can't do a video if I can't make it work. So I'm guessing making it work around mid-January, and I can actually pretty much pre-download the SD card and preload it so that when I get the PinePhone, I just plug it in and make a video the next day. Hopefully that's gonna be the status. So don't you see it? What? Let me see. What did I miss here? What did I miss, Debbie? What did I miss? Hello, Debbie. Debbie, did I miss any comment from Debbie? Okay, hold on. There's some straight colors. Okay, got that. And no need for color for Brian Lewis. Okay. So, Carly's mom. Okay, Debbie is Carly's mom, Debbie. Okay. So, how are you, Debbie? How are you doing? So, let me see. Just see if I missed any comments here. So, this broadcast is YouTube only. And I'm lucky to get it running on YouTube. I couldn't even get it running on YouTube. So YouTube changed something and screwed me up, and now it doesn't work. So she was curious about Ring. Oh my gosh, Debbie, please do not buy Ring. You want to participate in the surveillance world? There's an article on Firefox, on Pocket on Firefox, and it discussed, the fact that Ring is now part of this surveillance. It went from nothing. Firefox. Ring wasn't known until Amazon bought it. They worked with police, and now it's part of this surveillance system nationwide. That why are you participating in a surveillance system? Why? So when I go jogging around the block, I don't jog, but if I did, then all the cameras of all my neighbors would see me on the camera, do facial recognition, send it to the centralized database at Amazon, which they share with the police, but share with who else? I don't know. And then it will say, oh, you were jogging at 5:30 p.m. at this location and we spotted you. And I say, zuck you. Don't want that. So please be smart, and all of you do not get Ring. Do not get Ring. Do not get Ring. So I actually made my own security devices. This is my radar detector. This actually protects an area of instead of putting different sensors to every window, this will cover an area of 24 feet in a circle. So a circular area of 24 feet, and if you cross that, the alarm will fire and it will send a notification to the phone. So that's a lot easier than putting individual sensors on every window and every door and all that. And just with one of these, and you know, if somebody hits the alarm and you're not home, then that is zocked up. Something's happening. I just set up my Nextcloud instance. Kind of would be a nice thing if you took a look at Nextcloud. Why would I look at Nextcloud? You're on here. Your face is known. Jay, known for what? Known for what? I'm a little smarter than that, Jay. You should know that. Okay. Yes, I am on YouTube and I'm on every platform like Periscope and Twitter and Twitch. And yes, they can see my face and they connected to my channel, Rob Braxman. Anything else that I need to worry about? And also that's a camera too, correct? Ring is a camera. What the heck are you talking about? Dusky Sun. So anyway, hopefully I had this fancy setup in here and then it was supposed to be in color and then it went in black and white. Nextcloud is for you to own your own data online, a good replacement for a lot of Google's suite. No. I'd rather have my own storage and encrypted. So I use Braxme. Braxme is my storage and it's encrypted. So, I mean, why would I use some other cloud, whatever, that is not encrypted? Mine is encrypted, so I don't have to worry about that. The big thing about Ring is that it's just a small wireless IP camera using the 24 VAC voltage going to the front door bell buzzer. No, the big thing about Ring is that it is a battery operated camera, which you need to replace the battery every so often. And it's like, and it has a connection to Amazon Echo, so that there's full spying. Not only are the photographs sent to Amazon, then you also have the advantage of getting your voice messages sent to Amazon as well. So it's full spying by Amazon. It's fantastic. You should use that. Do you know how many people look like Rob on Facebook? Actually, there's several people who've used my photos on Facebook. So, film noir sound out of sync. Yes, we know that. On that alarm, if notify once mobile, can you set it from once mobile? You cannot configure it, no. It's configured only on site. It will just keep sending alarms on and on. You cannot stop the alarm. The alarm will just keep going to your phone. It doesn't go to the police though, it just goes to your phone. So it doesn't hurt when you get the alarm. Nothing actually happens other than alerting you. And that's it. It just goes to you. Leftover from last week, Pine 64 SBCs have FCC certificates. Since when? The Craigist, that is awesome news. Pine 64 finally got FCC certificates. That was not on the website a week ago. I mean, that is big news. I mean, if they get FCC certificates, I'm going to jump in on reselling Pine 64. I couldn't sell it because there was no FCC certificate. But they're faster than Raspberry Pi, so I actually like it. Why don't they run it off the 24-volt VAC doorbell circuit? Because that is still too difficult to do. Because not everyone has a 24-volt doorbell circuit. Amazon's just signed a huge lease here in NYC. Okay, and that is okay. Whatever language that is. Japanese. Looks Japanese to me. When will I get my PinePhone? Mid-January is my guess now. from mid-December, it's been moved to mid-January. Amazon is coming to NYC. I thought Amazon was kicked out of NYC because of, what's her name? So, but I guess they're coming back. Okay, so they're thinking 300K square feet. That's not too big. Okay, anyone have a smart TV from Samsung? It has a covert camera inside that watches you. Well, that is very clear. That was in the WikiLeaks thing about the CIA. Yes, that's known. And just saw that Manjaro has an alpha for PinePhone as of today. Well, Manjaro still needs something to do the mobile OS, mobile interface. So it needs Plasma Mobile, which it should be able to run Plasma Mobile because that's KDE. So Manjaro itself can't run that, but that's really nice to know that Manjaro can run a PinePhone. But you'll see that when I talk about post-market OS in my video tomorrow. So watch my video tomorrow. The US distributor has links at the bottom of their listings. Hello, I found the obscure side of YouTube. I am the obscure side of YouTube. Have you made any new apps for your Ubuntu phones? No, I could not make it because it's not clear what I'm going to make. Am I going to make it for Unity, for GNOME, or for Qt? So I made the initial one for GNOME, and since I'm not getting a Librem 5, I have nothing to test it on. So I'm going to start it again very shortly. So I preloaded it, and I'm going to work on it again. If I make it run on GNOME, it should run on Qt as well. So talk about UB ports. Okay, why do you want me to talk about UB ports? I'm already using UB ports. By the way, just to say this, I'm amazed. UB ports says Marius from UB ports, who followed me on Twitter, and I followed him on Twitter as well. Marius from UB ports is the one that started Ubuntu Touch. And what's amazing about Marius is when he started Ubuntu Touch, or when he started UB ports, he was just by himself, and I think he was just 17 when he said, I'm going to do this. And now he's kind of the lead. He's the one that's making most of the programming changes on the major changes on UB ports. And so if he started at 17, then he's like 21. He's probably 21 right now. And he's doing a great job, and I'm really, I'm amazed, and he's doing a great job, and to be doing it at a young age, and younger than even when I started doing such a thing. I started programming at a fairly young age. I guess I started at 17, but for Marius to be doing that, he would have started way before 17. So, but there were no computers when I was young, before 17, so there was nothing to work on. So I learned computers when there were computers to work on, and the first computer I got at 17 was a mainframe. So, so PinePhone arrived? No, a PinePhone is delayed till mid-January delivery. It'll be shipped around the initial part of the year, and we'll get it probably mid-year. I'm in the first batch, so I should get it. I'm sure I'm in the first batch of, the first 300 of the PinePhones. So I should maybe the first 100. So I should get it. In the first batch. So I'm expecting it. If they ship it in like the 1st of January or so, or 2nd of January, I should get it like mid-January. But there's no OS yet. So Marius from UB Ports tested the phone with voice, and he made a call on a PinePhone, and that worked. And he's the first one to show that you can make a call on a PinePhone. So that's really great, and I'm so happy to see that, and to make sure that that's kind of a critical thing, and that works. And if he can make it work, that means that post-market OS, which is close behind will be able to use it as well, and they'll be able to make phone calls. And they said texting actually works, so that's it. We're already close. So can't wait. Why? Did you order one? Did you order one? This channel looks pretty cool. Well, I didn't intend to be black and white, guys. I'm not trying to copy Lunduk here, okay? I am not copying Lunduk. Just so you know, it's not like, yes, I know I'm new on YouTube and I only have, 6,700 subscribers on YouTube. But just for the newbies here, I am actually not new. I have 30,000+ followers on Periscope, Twitter. So I have 30,000+ followers. So I'm not new to this. I just changed platforms. So you ordered one. That's great. So let's see. What do you think of Republic Wireless? I don't have any problem with Republic Wireless. If they work, they work. I have 2 subs. Any thoughts on a decent keyboard for post-market OS? I haven't been too impressed with onboard decent keyboard. You mean like online keyboard? Why don't you ask them to make a new one? You're famous. THICC is famous. Well, I'm not famous, but you need an open fireplace and this will be cozy. No, I don't have any fireplace in this section here. I do have a fireplace by the piano, but I don't really want to broadcast from there. You are so thick. Thanos is famous. I should be subscribed to your channel then. Could it be your day-night filter? Hot mirror switches out when detection of low light level. No Crime Stoppers. Before I start YouTube, it's in color. Then I start YouTube and switch to black and white. I don't know why. And I already respect you, Thick Thanos. That doesn't, I respect all of you. Who is the best keyword? It's a 2019. It's 2019. Not for long. Thick Thanos. It's not for long. 2019 is disappearing day by day. We have less than a month. Lunduk. Okay. Josmo, I'm not going to comment on that. Turn on bright room lights. No, we have all these. I have all these focus lighting on here. And we got some fancy lighting. And it's in color on, as you'll see in my video tomorrow, it's in color. And he said my name again. Yes, I said your name again. Turn off on always fixes something. Yes, I could, but I don't want to disrupt the broadcast. So if connect my Cube's machine to the VPN router, is that over VPN, or VPN over Tor? That would be Tor over VPN. So there are advantages and disadvantages to VPN over Tor or Tor over VPN. They all have kind of different effects. So you have to kind of do it intentionally. So you don't want to mix it up. If you do a VPN and then you use Tor to connect to the VPN, let me see here. If you connect VPN first, so your outer layer is VPN, then they know your identity because it's connected to your IP address locally. So that doesn't do anything. So if you are so you come out, you do go to Tor though. So the VPN connects to Tor. Tor does not know. So there's a benefit either way, but it's a little bit different benefit. So Tor will not know where your main machine is, the entry node, and then will exit out as Tor. Now, if you do Tor over VPN over Tor, then you are on pure VPN. So you come out of the VPN and you're known from the VPN. So I'm not sure what the advantage is. So stream crashed. Who's funny, Josmo? I don't know who's funny. Tell the people a little bit about the Pure OS versus UB ports. Why do you work for Purism? Very Awesome mumblings. Do you work for Purism? Are you a Purism fan? I'm a little frustrated with Purism right now. I mean, there's been a lot of negativity about Purism, and I haven't been part of that group. But they haven't really been too open about what's going on, and now that I look back, I actually don't know much about what's happening with Pure OS and LibHandy and all that. And they're just lacking in a little bit of PR in there. And I'll have to research more because I actually want to convert my product, the software I wrote for the Librem 5, and make it run with LibHandy. No, you don't work for Purism. Lunduk works for them. Yes, I know Lunduk is the marketing guy or was hired as a marketing guy. I wonder how much he gets paid for doing that. Have you ever tried Microg and Android? What is Microg or Micro G? I don't know what that is. So I couldn't tell you because I don't know what that is. I can't know everything here. Bernard Ramsey, I can't know everything. Unfortunately, there's too many things, and I have to research certain things. Creed, did you just assume my gender? Isn't Micro G that thing that is needed by YouTube Vanced? He stepped down. He stepped down? He did? Purism will tell you who OEMs are used by for desktops and notebooks. Lunduk quit Purism? Maybe not a bad thing. Wonder why though? Why did he do that? I mean, that's new. So he quit Purism. Does that mean a negative thing for Purism? To be honest with you, I'm going to tell you some negatives that I found that you should think about. Okay, so I bought both a Librem 5 and a PinePhone, so I ordered both, and I didn't cancel my Librem 5 order, and it's a risk I'm willing to take because it will help me, review it later on when it comes out. And if I'm going to compare the Librem 5 versus the PinePhone, I'm going to say that if you watch some of the comments I've made here, the CPU for the Librem 5 is just seemingly slightly faster than the CPU for the PinePhone at $150. So I paid $200. Okay, with all the fees and everything, $200 for the PinePhone versus $720 that I paid for the Librem 5. So explain that to me. So I paid $150 for one and then $720 for the other. And the question is, am I really getting more than triple the benefit when the CPUs of both are pretty much the same? And the main difference is a little bit extra memory and a little bit better camera. The PinePhone is actually looks pretty nice. I mean, it looks like a standard phone. It's thin, looks like a regular phone, whereas the Librem 5 is a little thicker. So, what is the real advantage between the PinePhone and the Librem 5, and is it worth $720? I have to tell you, I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually getting more excited about the PinePhone, to be honest with you. I'm not expecting that much speed for a $720 machine, and really, I mean, at that price, it should at least come close to, a Pixel 1. Is it even close to the speed of a Pixel 1? I don't think so. I think it's slower than the Pixel 1. So that kind of bothers me because there's Pixel 4 now, and we're talking about a Pixel 1. So can it match my iPhone 10, which is 2 years old? No, not even close, I don't think. That freaking stash. Don't waste your time. Purism will put a logo on it and make them like just Apple fanboys like them. Okay, let me show that comment. There was nothing wrong with that comment. That was filtered out. You don't know who Lunduk is? Lunduk has a YouTube video. I didn't see that. You can't. No, I am not going to cancel Librem 5. I'm not going to cancel anything. So, it's up for me to take the risk. I'm willing to take the risk for my channel, and then we'll see what happens at the end. So I'll take the risk for you. You don't. I didn't tell anyone to buy anything. I didn't tell anyone to buy a PinePhone. I didn't tell anyone to buy a Librem 5. Let me take the risk, and based on my review, then you can make a decision later on. So unless, if you take a risk, it's on your own, but I'm not necessarily telling you to take the risk. I'm willing to take the risk for you. My husband Rolex. What does that mean? Your husband has a Rolex? Librem 5 USA edition, 1999, made entirely in the US. That would be amazing if they made a Librem 5 entirely in the US. I don't think the US is even capable of making, all the machinery for making phones are not in the US, which is bad, but what the zuck? How did that happen? I'm actually shocked that, manufacturing has shifted all the phones. I'm talking about 99% of the phones are built in Shenzhen, China. So it's like, what the zuck? How do we get to that? So, it's kind of amazing. Now, all the technology for building phones is in Shenzhen, China. And if there's ever any kind of worldwide, problem or war or something like that, we won't have any phones. And you know what my response to that is? Good. Won't be a bad thing. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Bernard Ramsey. Librem invests in software development, PinePhone. Why did I get filtered? Thick, why did that get filtered? It thought you were saying bad words. Post Amazon links of all products you recommend to buy. Why? Librem invests in software development. That's true. Is the new expensive MacBook being made in the USA? Zuck, no, Jay. There's nothing made in the US. Zuck. It's crazy. Back in the day, everything was made in the US. Now nothing is made. All the electronics. You can't even buy a zucking resistor without buying it from China. Look at this thing. Every part I have to buy on here, I just buy it from Amazon, right? I'm talking about resistors and capacitors and whatever parts, circuit boards, LED lights, and I don't really know what it comes from, but they certainly look like the companies have Chinese names on them. So, dang your emojis. I don't use any zucking emojis. I hate emojis. So, okay. So, what the zuck are you doing here, Thano? So, anyway, I'm having a stroke. You should. I make my own wire. When even you buy like wire, you have to buy it from some company with a Chinese name. It's like, suck. If you sign up as an Amazon affiliate, you can get affiliate links to post in your videos post. I am an Amazon affiliate, but I have no products to recommend at the moment. I'm not going to recommend products just because I feel like there has to be a purpose. Okay? Chinese were a zuck. I'm not, I don't have anything against Chinese people. I just feel like, we've taken, I'm not Chinese, by the way. So I just feel like we've taken a lot of, U.S. manufacturing and sent it where we have zero of it. And it's easier to take back. It's not like we don't know how to build electronics, but they've managed to build it cheaper, so nobody built it here anymore. Does North Korea make anything? Not that we need to worry about, but Chinese shirts are fancy. Fashion designer fancy. Don't know. I don't buy any. What do I know? Ever go to any Linux meetups? No, Bernard Ramsey, I do not. Do I go to Windows meetups and Microsoft meetups? No. Do I go to Mac meetups? No. It's just not my thing. Do I go to DEF CON for hackers? No. I just watch the YouTube. I I don't need to socialize with fanboys or whatever. Don't need that. I'm fairly confident with my own skills that I don't need to do that. So yes, I watch the videos for when I need to know anything about, let's say, DEF CON. I watch all the Black Hat videos in case I miss something, and it's I get the knowledge from that. But a lot of things I know just from experience. So the bad part, guys, is that the problem is I'm old. I've been doing this for a long time, and my experience is it's long. I've been doing C++ programming, and I'm thinking, how much C++ programming have I done? And I'm looking to myself and saying, geez, I mean, pretty close to when C and C++, certainly, pretty close to when C started. So, I mean, it goes that far back. So I've been programming in C, at a very, very young age. So I'm kind of, I guess, C is not a big deal to me. And to some people, it's like, whoa, C. And I look at it, it's like, yeah, what's the difference? C, PHP, it's all. Yes, I've done assembly. I've done every language. You should ask me what language I haven't done. I haven't done languages that are useless, like Pascal. I've never done that. Okay. I thought it was a useless language. I didn't do it. But I've done pretty much everything. I mean, what language? If some new things are called frameworks rather than no, I haven't done Swift, because that's Swift is kind of like a new framework, but I do Objective-C. I do that, which is the precursor to Swift. So Swift is the easy way. Objective-C is the hard way. I started on VFAP, Valley Forge Assembly Program. Nowadays, it's kind of stupid to be in assembly. I mean, you do C because it's close enough to assembly. So you're depressed. Why are you depressed? Are we in black and white? Well, Mr. H, we are not purposely in black and white. Don't know we're in black and white. Either I'm in black and white or I don't broadcast. So I said I'm going to broadcast. Okay, Crime Stoppers. What happened in 1966? I did Fortran, yes. In fact, my first job was writing simulation programs written in Fortran. So I was doing Monte Carlo simulation programs, and it was written in Fortran. So my first commercial programming language was Fortran. How is it black and white but lips are red? I have no idea. So it reminds me of the Honeymooners Marathon. My first mini computer, PDP-8. Let's see. My first computer was a Univac. See, I forgot the model now. 1100, I think. Mainframe? Maybe. I'm not sure. And then after that was, a short stint with a, I don't remember now. 370 IBM mainframe, and then I forget the models now. 13 whatever 100 mainframe. I did most of my programming work, my initial programming work in Fortran on a 13 something IBM mainframe. Commodore 69. +1 for blah and keep black and white. That sounds like core memory. Whatever happened to basic and assembly? I did basic. I did assembly. Black and white, not intentional. Turbo Pascal Zox. Can I tell you about Turbo Pascal? They started teaching that in college, and they said, "Oh, well, college students, yeah, you're going to learn Turbo Pascal because you're going to learn this is going to be a big thing in real life." And it's like, Zoc, whoever used Turbo Pascal? How many apps were written in Turbo Pascal? I wrote it in C. They used Turbo Pascal. I wrote it in C. So yes, so I'm I'm mostly C programmer. I didn't even use C++. I actually use mostly C. CPM, that goes way back. 8085. What the zuck you're talking about? Super fame username 8085. Did you mean 8086? Okay. Commodore 69 OW Bauer in Wilkins. I learned Turbo Pascal in school as a small kid. Well, they wasted your time, didn't they? How do TV remotes work with IR? No votes for color. 8086. Pascal was used by Delphi Visual Studio. And whatever happened to Delphi? Okay, learned Turbo Pascal in the 1980s. And was it worth it? Did you learn anything doing Turbo? What can you program in Turbo Pascal now? He said it. Zlog Z80. We got him. Same here. Okay, so yes, so yeah, I'm. Now you should ask me what I programmed in C, because I've done a lot of stuff in C. So I've done some pretty major. Pretty major programming in C. Some people are saying, well, I did some programming for this minor thing and minor thing like that. No, I actually built enterprise products in C, and they're still running today. I built enterprise level products in C. I wrote my own web servers. I wrote my own client server communication protocols and encryption and all that. I did all of that by myself. I did not use any other product. I wrote everything by myself because I was burned. Way back when, I think it was during Windows 95, Microsoft had a product, they called it Windows for Pen Computing, and that was when they had tablets. The first time they had tablets, this is Microsoft, was in the early 90s. And they call it Microsoft Windows for Pen Computing. This was Windows 3.1, so around 1990 to 1995. Okay, and what happened then was I actually started programming in the Windows programming API for Windows for Pen Computing, they called it. And then they came up with Windows 95, and then they said, "Oop, we're going to turn this sucker off. We're no longer going to use Windows for Pen Computing." And I got so mad. I was so mad that I wrote my own version of Windows for Pen Computing, and I used it to do pen stroke stuff in my product, and still used today, and it's not reliant on Microsoft because they sucked up. So to this day there's still some software running inking programs using stuff that I wrote to replace the modules that were taken out by Microsoft with Windows for Pen Computing in Windows 95. I wrote all that in C. So I did a lot of stuff in C. I did, for example, if you want to do some pretty advanced things like spoofing IP addresses and all that, that's pretty easy in C. It's not a big deal to do in C. I mean, you can't do it in many languages, but in C, it's no big deal. I also learned Z80 assembly language back in the late 70s when I had a TRS-80 PC from Radio Shack. I never used the TRS-80. So we had to program a vocabulary learning software with Pascal in school. What a waste of time. Was that useful? Did you find any use in that? So I'm sure you're looking back and you say, wow, that was a waste of time. Well, whatever I programmed in C still is used today. So the stuff I wrote in C is still being used now. I'm no longer part of those companies, but those programs are still, I built enterprise products in C. So a lot of the stuff that I see, if you're asking me if there's anything I cannot build, no, it takes time to build anything, but I've pretty much built everything. So I'm capable of building anything. Yes, it helped me to learn English. Why? Bratwurst Power. Are you Polish or German? So I was 10 years old or something. So, well, kind of a waste of time to learn Pascal. So, yes, many languages, I learned that I don't use anymore, and I can pretty much pick your German. I pretty much can pick a language in a day or so. So, if I have to learn a new language, I pretty much can start using it same day, and I just need to understand what the syntax is and what they're trying to do, and I'll do it. Within a couple of days, I should be up and running. What about COBOL? Well, the only programming language I learned in college was COBOL, and I have never used it in real life. I've never used COBOL. I've never compiled COBOL outside of college. So in college, we compiled it on a mainframe, but COBOL's pretty useless. So we had to learn what the teachers prove what, Cosmic Writer. We had to learn what the teachers and the school PCs offered, no choice. So Cosmic Writer, what am I supposed to prove? I don't need to prove anything. I wrote Brax.me by myself. So maybe you think it's crappy, but I wrote it by myself. So go to Brax.me, and I wrote that by myself. So you tell me if you can write that by yourself. So that's I'm actually thinking about taking Brax.me and maybe open sourcing it. The problem is there's some parts of it that I don't want to open source because there could be some commercial value, because it has a lot of stuff in there like broadcasting and everything, and but actually, I'm thinking about open source. It just takes time to package it for open sourcing. And I actually open sourced the program I was writing for the Librem 5. I open sourced that. So I decided to open source it. It's now in GitHub. And I mean, it's alpha, but it's there. So I'm going to finish that and announce it. And then if you want to copy, do whatever you want to it. And it's basically kind of a hackers thing that you can run on Linux, and it'd be nice to run that on a phone. So I just have to fix the UI and fix a few minor things, and actually maybe a week of work, and it actually can be useful. Hell yes, Thanos, what's up, thick Thanos? How long did it take to write Brax? Brax is years of work. Brax is years of work. It's years. So, yes, notice me. Brax it took years. So it's not something you can write quickly. It's a pretty massive program. Braxme is like a Zockbook. It's kind of like a Zockbook. I mean, it has everything, and it's pretty expansive, and it's for so much work, and I'm giving it away for free. But I will, and I actually want to make it open source so that people can use it forever. And yes, it may take me like a few weeks to organize the code so that it's organized when I open source it. So I'm going to open source part of it, and which means I have to organize what parts I do not want to open source and make sure that it's nicely connected. And Brax is in PHP. Brax was written in PHP. Now PHP is actually, in syntax, is close to the way the structure is for C. Brax I need, since I'm not making money from Brax, might as well put it to good use. So I'm going to open source a chunk of it. Not all of it, but a chunk of it. The basic stuff that's on there. And so people will trust it and say, oh yeah, this is a safe platform because you can see it in the source code. Just want to say thanks. I enjoy your channel interactions, ideas, and story. Thank you, Bernard Ramsey. So anyway, I'm. Some people actually criticize me. They say, "Yeah, you're. Why isn't Braxman on FOSS? FOSS is free and open software, and why isn't it posted on there, or why is it not posted on F-Droid, some of these free open source software locations? Because it's not open source at the moment. No, nobody will buy Brax, so I will open source, part of it, and just so it's survives the test of time. When you open source something, it usually will last forever. So I'm going to open source it, and then people can expand it and add to it and so on. So it's not something that is easily done, because you actually have to go back in the code and kind of clean it up and make it presentable for open source. So I got to do that, and that takes a while, but I'm willing to do it, and it's okay. I don't need to make money from that portion of it, and maybe I'll make money from doing other things. But maybe that's I spent probably 5 years programming that, maybe more. So I mean, not 100% of the time, but it's a lot of work, and I was the only programmer for Braxman. So thank you, Maryam. Or Maryam. Thank you. So in case somebody asks, are there any secrets to Braxman and you shouldn't trust it? No, I will actually open source it. It's just time consuming to do, and I got to find some time to do it. But it's my intent, and so if you feel like there's something to fear, no, you don't have to worry about it, because I will open source it at some point. And it's just a matter of time. It's time on my part to open source. So it's not like saying, oh, you open source, it's simple. No, it's not. You got to organize it, because if I'm going to have pieces of it not open source, because I don't have to open source parts of it that nobody uses, and I'm just the main features, the main ones that people are concerned about, like chat and file storage and things like that, and I just and that's what makes people feel safe. So I will open source that, not a problem. So I will put that on my to-do list, but it's like I said, it takes weeks to do it. It's not something I can do automatically. But my first open source is the one I was building for the Librem 5. I will open source that. So Carly just had, well, Starlight, I will try to beat that and have 10,000 subs. So what am I? I'm close to 7,000 subs now, right? So next week I'll be at 7,000 subs here on YouTube. Next week probably, right? And which is not fast enough. So we're gonna, I was hoping to be at 10K subs by early January, but I don't know. It may be later in January before I get 10,000 subs. No, you cannot sell a VPN in China, Starlight. Do you want to Zucking go to jail if you were in China? No. What, I mean, don't waste energy with that. Thank you, Mr. H. O curved. What does that mean? The original Take 5 was in E flat minor, Rubeck. Okay. Is that true? E flat minor. Okay. Wasn't it like F sharp? Okay, trying to remember how I play it, but it sounds like something F sharp. But okay, I guess that's close enough. Yeah, it takes weeks. Open sourcing code can take months. Be patient, everyone. Yeah, because you don't want to open source code badly. And I tried that. I actually open sourced the Librem 5 code last night. And I was surprised how long it took because, nobody can understand what you put on there if you don't organize it. So you have to organize it, put notes, and then there's some personal notes in there that don't have to be in the code, and I got to remove all that. And Braxman has millions of lines of code. Millions. There could be some personal comments in there. I got to go check all the remarks and remove it that doesn't apply and bugs that no longer need fixing. And I mean, it's that's a lot of stuff in there I got to do. So it's very difficult to open source, but I do want to do it. I'm going to focus on helping you guys and doing broadcasts and I'm going to try to make my living a different way than trying to have paid software. So I'm just the whole trio thing was amazing. You need some staff. You can pay me. So play Take 5 in 7/4. You could do that. I think I heard it in 7/4. I do not love Take 5. I do not, because piano does very little in Take 5. Take 5 is a sax and drums, and the piano just does, a mechanical thing. So I don't really like Take 5. It's not like I got to do anything to it. So no. So Rob Quintet on stage drums. So anyway, is there a lot of zucking? In the comments? Mad Cow, no, there's not a lot of zucking in the comments, but maybe there's some commentary on bugs that don't exist anymore and things like that that just confuse people. And I got to go remove all that. So you want to make it clean so people don't get confused. Have you dabbled with crypto? Miriam, I did lots of, on Periscope, I have a lot of broadcasts related to crypto. So what's my next gig? Next week, but I'm not going to broadcast it. So I have a gig next week. Next weekend. But not going to be broadcasted. So it's a private gig. So yes, that's it. I think that's it for the year. Then I don't have any more. And I'll be more focused on programming and doing YouTube. I got to get YouTube going, guys. Studio City? What's in Studio City? I don't live near Studio City. Listen to Duke Ellington's drummer Speedy Rufus Jones on drums. Christmas concert, little bit next week. Yeah, a little bit of that. A little bit of Christmas stuff next week. And let me see. Oh, I have a jam session on Tuesday, so I'll broadcast that on Periscope. So yeah, jam session on Tuesday. That'll go on Periscope. For those of you on YouTube, I am on the Periscope app where I'm seemingly popular on Periscope because I do have 30,000 followers on Periscope and 7,000 followers on Twitter. But I don't know where those 30,000 went. I think they left Periscope. So yes, I will have a broadcast for the jam session on Periscope on Tuesday. I cannot put it on YouTube because YouTube will say copyright violation on any tune we play that's a cover. So what is Periscope? You don't need to know what Periscope is. Periscope is Twitter. So the Periscope app is Twitter. Very hard to do it in my opinion. Okay, so yes, the jam session on Tuesday, and that will not be on YouTube. And I do have a video that I will release in the morning. I already have it done. So it's time to release tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's going to talk about the different OSs for the phone, for Linux phone. So that'll be tomorrow at 9 a.m. my time or noon Eastern. So there'll be a new video then. Have you purchased a nano to micro SIM adapter for the PinePhone? You don't need to do that, Aurora. When you buy a SIM card, there's an adapter for nano to micro on the SIM card on the one I buy. My SIM cards come from Ting.com, and they already come with the adapter, so you don't need to do any of that. Yeah, you don't. It's the card is sized from standard to micro to nano, and you just put the adapter right on it when you disassemble it. So I recommend Ting.com. Is cheap, and that's what I use. Ting.com actually goes to T-Mobile. Purdy Shuffle. Starlight Purdy Shuffle. Twitscope. So guys, some of you may not know, I do have a platform where, if you're trying to talk to me on some other social media, you're not going to find me responding even on Twitter. So the best place please follow me on Twitter in any case, but Rob Braxman on Twitter. But generally, it's if you want to actually reach me and expect me to respond, go to brax.me and I will respond there, because it's a private area. It doesn't show up on Google search, and whatever I say to you is encrypted, and nobody can see our conversation. So if you want to talk to me, the easiest way is to talk to me on brax.me. Again, all conversations in chat are encrypted, especially if it's just two people talking. It's completely encrypted, and the moment you delete the conversation, it's gone, and that's it. And then you don't have to ever worry about it ever again. So, and it'll be pretty hard to break that encryption, because that's using one-time pads. So if you know how to hack one-time pads, then go ahead. But yeah, Brax.me is pretty secure. That's why I want to just open source it, and people can realize that it's actually not a bad platform, because you can actually talk to anyone and everyone on multiple devices. You do not have to be stuck to one device as you are with Signal or Telegram or WhatsApp. You can actually use any device, and the encryption it will actually work well with multiple devices. The encryption can be transferred to, if you're doing end-to-end encryption, can be transferred from device to device. You can really get a feel for heel toe. Are you talking about Purdy Shuffle? Are you planning on doing any free BSD or open BSD videos? Caleb, no. No, I used Unix in the past. Is there any reason why I need to use Unix now? I mean, what is the real advantage to using Unix versus Linux? There's just more people on Linux, so I don't really have to learn anything new when the bulk of the people are already on Linux. So it's more secure or not more private. It's not more private. I am not on BitChute. I've told people that people say, why don't you go on BitChute and this and that and all these different platforms? And I already have a platform that can do videos, and it's called Brax.me. So I don't need any other platform. You can go watch me on Brax.me, but nobody will. So why should I go to some other platform if I can't collect more viewers? So if the intent is to grow the platform, I can't really do that on some hidden platform. I got to do it on YouTube. If I'm super famous, then I don't need to. At the moment, I need to be on YouTube. YouTube is actually expanding my market. It's actually YouTube that's allowing me to be shared. And I don't control what YouTube does. to be honest, YouTube shares my content, and a lot of people see me because YouTube shares it, and it's not because they see me automatically. It's because YouTube shares it. So at the moment, YouTube is helping me. So whether I like it or not, it helps me at the moment. So I know that you're worried about privacy with BitChute, but to be honest, all you have to do is go to Google Activity Controls and just tell it to stop recording your YouTube activity. You can mirror YouTube videos to BitChute. Okay, maybe again, it's hard to control like that though. Would you ever buy subscribers? Never have, Savvy, not even on Periscope. Pretty useless thing to do. What's the use of buying subscribers and followers that don't actually have any organic effect? So you're not going to make money from it. I mean, you may look good with buying subscribers. It's pretty useless. And YouTube algorithm will actually know that and will actually stop supporting you. So everything that I do is pretty organic. Now, it's not bad. I got to 6,700 subs within the last year. Not bad for a year. I'll probably end the year with 7,000 plus new subs in 1 year, which isn't terrible. So it's not terrible. So I mean, I'm sure it could be better than that, but it's not terrible. I wish Snowden would start a YouTube channel. You should just come to mine and make a comment. Do you think the PinePhone will be cheaper than Librem 5 when the PinePhone is released to the consumers? It is already cheap. The final price will be around $150. So you can actually Locutos of Borg. The PinePhone is actually pretty much at its final price with the current version. They actually don't expect to have any changes on the hardware between the commercial version and the Braveheart version, other than the fact that the commercial version will have an SD card with the OS preloaded. Other than that, that's it. What happened to Alex Pettit? I think he went to Instagram. I only saw one person doing better with 60K subs in a year. I can't do 60K subs in a year, but if you're coming from another platform, you could do it. If you're already famous someplace else, you could come here and do 60K subs in a year. But it's pretty hard to do from scratch. I mean, most of my growth really happened in the last few months. So it's very hard to get noticed by the algorithm, because the algorithm of YouTube really decides everything. It's not something you can, unless you're famous externally. If you're already a movie star, then yeah. I mean, if people know you, in a big way, and all you have to do is talk on TV and say, follow my YouTube channel, well, they will. But for normal people, it's pretty hard, and I actually haven't done a bad job. So it's great keeping adding content. They will come. Yeah, so I haven't done too bad of a job, considering that I'm new to this thing, and I'm actually new to doing videos. I cringe, guys. To be honest with you, I cringe when I watch my old videos. They are crappy. My videos are getting better, but they were crappy. So I'm gonna have to. I have many new videos to build. I'll just redo all my old ones, and and then they'll sound better, because nobody watches the old ones because they are crappy. I wasn't comfortable, and it showed. So if you're Will Smith, basically black and white comes off classy, reminds me of Dragnet. Twist Mint, except I don't know how to retain the black and white. I don't know if I can. Wouldn't it be nice if I do black and white always on a live stream? But I don't know how to do this. It's kind of random here. If I can switch on the black and white automatically, that would be great. How do you secure documents on Brax? Brax is already secure. All documents are already encrypted. Cry Freedom, Brax uses a password, and if you do not want to use the password, just go to forgot password and enter your Google Auth. So, or Authy. So you can do that. Just say forgot password, and then we'll pop a screen, and then you put in your Authy or Google Auth code. So you can do that, and then you can keep logging in that way forever and ever. I like the wide range of subjects from when we were still feeling out the algorithm. You come a long way, Virginia. What codec are you using? I'm not using any codec. In the beginning, you could see you were reading off a teleprompter. I'm always reading off a teleprompter. Now you're relaxed and much more natural. I'm always reading off a teleprompter. Hello, Double J. Pretty cool black and white. It's like watching TV back in 1950s. New promotional technique. My videos are crappy. My old videos are crappy. And as I, as I get more comfortable, you can see it progressing. If you look at my videos from January, I mean, that was the first time I did videos. I've not done videos before. I've just done live. And they're very unnatural. And then, it takes a while. And, 6 months in, you can see an improvement. And then, as you go on forward, it's more natural. So, hey, Rich is me, Richie Rich. Are you in Hawaii now? So my client says you are transmitting at 1080. Good. I think on YouTube you can choose which, you can choose 1080 or 720 or whatever you want. Before I was transmitting at 720, and from now on I'm transmitting at 1080. My videos are now 4K. So my videos are now 4K videos, which is kind of weird because why is it called 4K? It's actually 21 something. So it's double 1080. So 1982. Are you much more, is there a way to encrypt document you upload to Brax? The document you upload to Brax is already encrypted. The encryption is part of the upload. When you upload a document, it is triple encrypted. It's encrypted by it's encrypted 3 times. It's encrypted before it's sent to the server. The server then encrypts it, and then it's encrypted on the disk by Amazon. So I don't trust Amazon's encryption, so I encrypt over it. So there's it's encrypted with one-time pads. So that document will have its unique encryption by itself. So if you want to encrypt over that, then you can theoretically zip up the file and encrypt it with a zip and upload it with that. So you have quadruple encryption. Not sure if that's necessary, but you could do that if you want. So yes, Crime Stoppers. Yes, my latest video, my last one and the new one tomorrow, is now in 4K. So yeah, so this is a 4K camera right now. I am obviously you can't broadcast live stream in 4K, but yeah, 1080 is 2K. Right. So 4K is actually twice the 1080. The only thing needed now is a green filter for the matrix vibes. Maybe this black and white can be turned green. If someone gets hold of my Brax login password, how is document safe? How is somebody going to get your login and password? How are they going to hack that? Cry freedom. There is no copy of your password on Brax. Okay, so in order to break your password, you have to do an online try. Let's say your password is 10 digits or 12 digits long. I mean, how many zucking centuries would it take to break your password? Centuries. I mean, I would run out of server time. We'd all be dead by the time they break that password. So no, I think I think you're pretty good. You're in pretty good shape. No, that's it's pretty impossible. Okay, so why did hold on, the light went off. Hold on. Probably overheated. Just automatic shut off. Well, if they leave a post of password and username on the desktop, this is the only way I know of. So yeah, it's Braxme is quite safe. I mean, I put my stuff on it. So if you want to hack me, you can get all my documents, tax returns, stuff like that. It's all on Brax. So you want to hack that? There. If you want my tax documents, it's on Brax. So good luck. So any good Linux tablets that you can suggest? No, there are no Linux tablets. Good. Well, you can use the ones that work with Ubuntu Touch. You should run a number station. I like black and white effect. Not intentional. Again, the black and white is not intentional. I don't know why it's black and white. I'll figure it out next week. I'm not broadcasting tomorrow, guys. There is no live stream tomorrow. There's a video tomorrow, but there is no live stream tomorrow. So it will be next week before we figure out. Now, why my light is shutting down, and I figure it's overheating. So I don't know why. Is Brax a good place for music? I cringe at the thought of posting songs on Facebook. Yeah, post what's Mad Cow. Anyone can use Brax for any purpose. It's pseudo anonymous social media. So Brax is social media, but the difference with Brax and any other social media, it's pseudo anonymous. You don't have to identify yourself, and nobody forces you. You can be anonymous or not. You can deal with people that you know or not. It's up to you. You decide. You can use a fake name, real name, and nobody has to identify you. There's no requirement to have an email, and there's no IP address tracking. There's actually no way to know who you are if you don't share the information on Brax. Okay. Sound just went different as well, of course, because I leave the microphone. If I change the distance here. So now I see 2 green C characters. Where's the green? Can I remove my Brax password and keep using the Google Authenticator? Cry freedom. Just make a very long password that you don't remember. So what's the difference? If your password is like 15 digits long and you can't remember it, how the heck do you hack a 15-digit password? So I certainly don't have a way of doing it. So yeah, I'll open source it and you can check yourself. Okay. I only when you put a password into Brax, it actually takes a hash of it, and I compare the hash, and I don't store what you type. So you can do whatever you want. Crime Stoppers. It's Brax doesn't keep it. It only compares a hash, and the only thing that when you type a password in, it keeps the hash, and that's the only thing it stores. You can't reverse a hash to a password. So it's quite a good mic. Is there a preference for distance? Well, if I have foam in the room, then I can get further away. But at the moment, there's not enough foam. So I'm trying to soundproof the room, but it's not enough. So my password is Zaku. Yeah. Can you type that? Okay. So that's the whole password, or upper, lowercase letter. To be honest with you, the moment you get to, like 12 digits and such, 12 digits and above, it doesn't even matter what you use. It's getting into the impossibility range to hack it. So 8 digits is pretty secure as it is, but once you get into something like 12 digits and above, it becomes really it's beyond the range. And the reason is you can't break a password offline in a cloud environment. It has to be slow by nature. You plug in a value, wait for a response, and so that takes forever. So because of the automatic slowness built in, and it stops at if you put in 10 wrong passwords in a row, it locks you out for the day. So, that'll take it like, thousands of years before you get through that. In which case, by then, the server will be dead. So I got headphones, and the sound is better away from the mic than close to it. Okay, maybe, yeah, okay. It's because I'm in a red zone here. I'm probably too close to the mic. So Mother Zucker will be easy to remember. So it's pretty, many people don't know how to build like apps with good password control. But if I open source it, you can see that it's, and I will open source it, and you can see that, there's no password storage. It's pretty secure and safe. And I mean, after years of doing it, I continually do hacking activities on Brax to make sure that it's, safe. So I regularly do hacking exercises on it, and it's flawless. It's obviously very, very difficult, if not impossible, to hack. It's never been hacked. So, but I use some sophisticated techniques to look for flaws, and I've done that, and I see some flaws, and then I fix it, and in advance of anyone knowing what the flaws are. So it's it's very safe. So anyway, you again, I will open source it, and I talk about government stingray. I already have a video on that. Pen testing sounds like a fun activity. No, it is not fun, but you can automate it. There's automated programs to do it. You don't have to hand do it. One of the things that my little test program does is tries to hack it by creating 50,000 accounts on Braxman, and to see if it crashes and does stuff, and 50,000 fake accounts, and that's part of the test. And you can't get in that way. So that's pretty secure. It's got to be my hearing then, sensitivity, it seems. No, Jay, I'm in the red zone if I talk too loud, too close to the mic. But I like the fact that I can actually look close to the camera here with this, because I'm seeing the screen right here, so it's I don't have to keep my head down. If you go on Tails and set up a password 15 digits long, then keep using Google Auth through forgot password. Does this work? What does Tails have to do with it? I mean, you're mixing up little different stories on here. They're unrelated. So you don't need, if you forgot the password, then no one's going to, if you make the password long, like 15 digits, I mean, that's long enough. Beyond that, I mean, 15 digits is pretty much unhackable. So, yes, you can use Google Auth forever and ever, yes. Then you don't have to remember what your password is. So, Google is tainted. In the red zone sounds entertaining. So yes, if you put in a 15-digit password on Brax and you forgot it, and you have set up a Google Auth or Authy, yes, you can use that forever and ever, and it will remember your session. So when your session's remembered, it puts in your old password, and so it remembers that encrypted. You can't search for it, unfortunately, because it's kept in an encrypted form. So neither you or I will know what the password is, since it's not kept on Brax. It's kept on your device. So your device keeps the encrypted password. It's encrypted in AES 256 on your device, so it's not on Brax. So we and if you clear the cookies, then it's erased, and then that's it. So it's not visible to me or to anyone on Brax. So we don't see it. So yeah. What did I miss here? So yeah. So it's I spent years trying to make sure that Braxme is a safe platform, even for me. I use it. I put all my documents on it, and put all my photos on it. All my family photos, everything is on Brax. I don't actually keep any data on my own computers because I know that the Brax database will be there. The Brax database is backed up automatically through the Amazon infrastructure, so I know it's never going to get lost. But the other thing that I know is that I encrypted it over the Amazon encryption, so even Amazon can't look at it because it's encrypted purposely for Amazon not to see. So think about saving your OS password in a password manager inside the OS. I do use KeePass. Think about saving your OS password in a password manager inside the OS. And how you're going to do that? How do you keep your OS password in the OS? That'll be an interesting project. Okay. Is there a way to put a pin on an uploaded document on Brax? Yes. There is a pin. Yeah. Use it all the time. You take any... in my files, there's a pin option in there. And then it shows up on the top. So I use that all the time. There's a pin in there. So that already exists. In all reality, he lost his hearing from wearing a headset while writing and playing music. So Cry Freedom, I did a live stream last week on Hong Kong protests, but I don't know if you saw that. It actually, I lost subscribers from that video. I don't know. They didn't like me talking about Hong Kong protests. So don't know why, but it is what it is. I gave the advice, and people don't want the advice, and I guess they'll unsubscribe. So it is what it is. If I can only tell you what it is. So don't like what I say, I can't help that. So Cry Freedom, I made that, and that was actually for you, but you didn't acknowledge it. You watched it. So anyway, it's there. I've got a stack of file cards 1.5 inches thick of passwords. Do you think that's smart, old Roscoe? So all I have to do is steal your stack of cards. They were spies. That was that Cry Freedom? Because some people didn't like it because I lost subscribers, so it can't be good. How would EMP protect your phone? EMP is not gonna. Actually, an EMP may not kill your phone, but it will kill the network. So, I built a mesh network. It's in one of my videos, and I was just thinking about that if there's an EMP, your phone will survive, but your phone will actually survive, but if it's not plugged in. But the network won't. Certainly your carrier and all that will be dead. So the question is, would a mesh network run? It's actually possible for a mesh network to survive because there's not a lot of wires in it. So my mesh network could survive an EMP, in which case then you can use your phone to use the mesh network. Lots of guys saw it and liked it. I don't know, Cry Freedom. I wondered if people from Hong Kong watched it and said, "You're zocked up," because I actually got some comments, and millennials don't like the idea of being told not to use a phone, and that's not something that's pleasant to hear if you're a millennial. And some people actually came back to me, Cry Freedom, and said, "Hey, the the important thing is to be able to communicate as a large group so that you can do mass movements very quickly. So like, you want to move from this street to that street, and you communicate it on social media. And, there's other ways to do that. One is using a web app. So, if you do a web app with less tracking, and let's say you're on a Linux phone where there's less tracking, at least you can participate, but you don't have a long-term record where the Chinese government will tell Hong Kong, well, here's the list of your, protesters in a year ago, and now that it's a year, you can put them in jail now. And see, that's the thing about the internet. It's permanent. So if it's not at the moment, a government is able to respond a year later and say, or 2 years later, and say, you were to protest before, and now we're going to kick you out of your job, and we're going to do it slowly, and then we're going to make your life difficult because you're one of the protesters. You don't know that, and I'd rather not be, not give them the data to do that. And if out of 100 people, you're one of the ones that had a device that actually kept you from being tracked, you might escape that possibility because, people say, well, we have to act as a group and we're safe as a group. But, then we remember things like Tiananmen Square, and you say, well, they were in jail for a very long time. So maybe you don't want to do that. So, with the ways they have of collecting the data, do you really want that? I mean, China is not exactly behind in cell technology. I mean, they have the same access to the same tools as Stingray and all that. I mean, some of the new hackers actually are from China. So because Shenzhen is where phones are made, they actually have the skills now to understand how that's done. I would think they would be grateful to learn that they were endangering themselves unknowingly by taking their cell phone to a protest there in Hong Kong. No, Double J actually had somebody explained to me that I'm missing the point, that I'm not understanding the problem of mass movements in countries like Hong Kong, Iran, and so on. And no, you see, I saw those protests when I was young, and I was in a country where those protesters went to jail. And it depends on the power of the state. And I'd rather not give them my information, because in today's world they have information that they didn't have back when I was young. I mean, before 2000, nobody knew exactly who was at a protest. And nowadays, it's scary because it may take them a while to get the data for who was at the protest. It's not something they can get like immediately, but that's the thing with the state. They can say, "Well, we'll attack you a year later. We don't have to rush." You jaywalked 3 years ago, and so now you're on a no-fly list. Exactly. So we are journalists, and the Chinese government is putting AI on CCTV and tracking people's behaviors and marking people. Yes. So unfortunately, young people, even in Hong Kong, will look at what I'm saying and say, you're weird to be talking about something like Ubuntu Touch. Who's going to use Ubuntu Touch in Hong Kong? Can you imagine if every Hong Kong protester used something like an Ubuntu Touch? I mean, the government will go crazy and say, what the zuck happened? Suddenly all the data will disappear. Not going to happen, but if you're one of those, if you're one of the 10,000, of each 10,000, you're one of those with a Ubuntu Touch phone, you keep your family a little bit safer, and you can, when you're there, you can be physically hidden by the crowd. Why do you need to have your device be tracked when you leave? So it's just a safe thing. And people don't appreciate what I say here because I think I'm some old guy that doesn't understand technology, and I want to live in a cave. And think that if you want, but actually maybe I'm a little smarter than you, because I realize the value that this offers me. This is the fact that I can come in here. I can't even trying to erase these apps here, and hard to do. This is one of the things that is kind of a problem with Ubuntu Touch. It kind of requires you to be kind of precise with your movements, and probably more so than you have to on a iPhone. And it's so precise that if you're in a hurry, it's just too particular how you I that's something that they need to simplify. It's whoever made this is trying to do too many things with less screens, and in essence they actually made it more difficult. 54 watching, so it went down. It was higher than that. So over there in the East, if someone in your family messes up, the whole family gets punished and loses honor. Don't tell me, Mad Cow. I have no idea. So I am not from China. So somebody actually, made a comment on one of my videos and said, how does this Oriental guy have a Jew name? It's like, suck. Okay. So I'm not going to respond to that. So do you hear about several journalists investigating killing of their own brethren in China getting killed? Yes. Why does that surprise me? I only have 26 likes on this video. Come on, guys. 26 likes. I mean, there's probably hundreds of you that have been here and you don't like this live stream. Come on, people. If you're going to watch a live stream and you're going to stick around, there has to be at least 59 from this current batch, and people come and go. So there should be at least 59 likes or dislikes. You can put dislike if you want, like or dislike. Just hit it, guys. Hit the like, dislike, whatever you want. The algorithm wants to see interaction. They want to see that you like or dislike or something. I hit like before even watching. Well, you should probably listen before. Like has been pressed. Yeah, so hit it, guys. Hit it. Hit something. If you don't like what I talk about, hit dislike. But have an opinion. At least it will tell me that you're interested. If you don't do anything, then I'm going to say, oh, you're just not interested. I must have been boring. The underground journalists are your great fans. You have our best wishes. Cry Freedom. I'm really frustrated that my video lost me followers. That video from last week, Cry Freedom. I lost followers talking about Hong Kong, which I did for you. And I thought I was helping the community, and I did not get a good response. So I don't know. You tell me. So it was kind of that was kind of distressing, because I thought I was trying to tell you something good, and people don't appreciate it. So I don't know. So I forgot to. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, Simon, pick up. Black and white is not intentional, Simon. It's screwed up. So yes, hit the like or dislike, and would appreciate it. There's 50 some of you here, and certainly some of you will hit like or dislike, and you can hit just have an opinion. It doesn't matter what. I'm not going to get mad at, not that I'm going to know. I don't know who hits like or dislike, and some of you don't talk, but just hit like or dislike and have an opinion, because then YouTube says, ooh, if we got our way, you get 1 million likes. Oh, thank you, Cry Freedom, but I got many. I lost. It was very, it was kind of sad, Cry Freedom, to have spent so much energy doing that live stream, collecting all the data, and I thoughtfully put in all those arguments, and then to not gain a follower but actually lose subscribers. It was very frustrating. I already did some drinking, Donnie. I had quite a bit of wine. So, but seems like it didn't affect me. We're trying to please our robot overlords. Yes, Mad Cow. I now like that the chat here is getting as common as Periscope used to be. Yes, the chat is very busy now, like Periscope. I am not on Periscope right now. My iPad just froze when I turned it on. Must be downloading the latest spyware. No, Simon, it must be because I am broadcasting in 1080p and your iPad says, I don't want 1080p. Your iPad wants 720, so change your settings to 720 or 480. It's just my face anyway. And no, I didn't intend it to be black and white. This is I have a fancy new camera. I have a 1.4 lens. I got a new camera, new DSLR in here. This is the first time I've done a live stream with a DSLR. I have a new set. It's in nice color on there, which you will see in the broadcast. I'm actually in the data is coming in 4K, and then it's coming in here, and it turned it black and white for some unknown reason. I couldn't broadcast, and now it's resetting. It sucks, Simon. Maybe you want to go to Periscope. So you're getting viewers here on YouTube, Rob. That's a positive. Thank you, Jay. Yes. Wait a week, you will get 1,000 likes. I have not been getting a single. I don't know, Cry Freedom. Did you post that somewhere? I don't know. Hong Kong people let me just say that in general, millennials don't like my message. All of us are trying Tails, and once we learn it, you will get 1,000 likes. Okay, so you got 1,000 people from Hong Kong running Tails. Okay, you're gonna. The video is now 4K. Starting at the last video and tomorrow's video, my videos are now in 4K. So you'll see every pimple on my face. So every wrinkle, every freckle, you will see precisely in 4K. So that's you will see all my defects in 4K starting. I don't use Tails myself, pizza, and I don't use Arch, but I don't use 4K. I don't use Tails. I don't need to. I'm just using Ubuntu. There's no need, but I am using my Tor, my Brax Wi-Fi VPN. So I'm too poor for a 4K camera webcam. That was expensive, yes. So I have a 4K camera DSLR doing a webcam, which was an expensive upgrade. And I already had a nice expensive camera before, and I had to get fancy to go 4K because my channel's getting bigger. So I said, might as well invest. So I'm spending my money. We can scan your fingerprints now at 4K. I better not put my hands up at 4K. I like Arch because of the customization. Yes, but I'm too lazy, pizza loving nerd. I got things to do and I don't need to learn Arch, but I do run Manjaro on a virtual machine. So this is a mood. You don't like Arch? I'm running Manjaro, which is Arch, on a virtual machine. But I don't need to learn anything new. I just don't have time. So do I need to know every command line and learn how to use Pac-Man and all that? Too much work. I already know what to do with APT, and do I really need to go figure it out over and over? No need. So just because there's only so many things, so much time, and I got to prioritize. And what's the real difference between one distro from another? So some people say, well, I don't like the look of Ubuntu and I prefer Mint. And I was like, who fucking cares? What's the difference between Linux Mint and Ubuntu? I'll tell you. Linux Mint looks like Windows. So do I need it to look like Windows? I have Windows. If I want it to look like Windows, I'm going to go to Windows. Do I need Zorin so that it can look more like Windows? No. Do I need to look like anything? No. I don't really care what it looks like. I just need to know where the buttons are. I don't really need anything. I don't have to be particular about the distro as long as it's obvious what you're going to have to do. So, okay, Debbie. Debbie left already? Okay. Zoran Zucks, it's super slow. But it looks like Windows, so it's like I don't need to care for it can look like Windows all day. It's not like, is there anything fabulous with looking like Windows? I've used Windows since the beginning. So I've been using Windows since 3.1. So do I need to have it look like Windows? No. So I don't care what it looks like. I switch between Mac, Windows, and various distros of Linux, and it all looks the same to me. Watching this via Linux Mint. You can do that, old Roscoe. I am broadcasting to you on Ubuntu. Is that a bad thing? So yes, the broadcast is getting to you from an Ubuntu machine. So is that evil? Did it really hurt you that it's an Ubuntu? It's like, come on. Who cares? 2-ton Noda versus, what's that? My mail fence? Neither. Fake name still wants free BSD. Why? Star laptop? Yes, it's on a Star laptop running Ubuntu. 2-ton Noda versus mail fence versus Proton Mail. What's the choice? The answer, folks, is mail is bad. I don't care what sucking mail you use. If you use email, you're sucked. So you want to feel good and say, I'm using 2-ton Noda, I'm using Proton Mail. That's supposed to make me feel better. No. Same thing. The best answer is not to use email. I use my email mostly read-only. Seldom do I respond to email. It's very rare. So for those of you who got an email from me, it's extremely rare that I would do that. And normally it's because out of respect for you, but I prefer that you do not email. And I tend to look at emails read-only. You tend not to, if you're using Thunderbird as your mail client and you receive email only and you're not transmitting by sending email, then it doesn't do anything. If you're not using Thunderbird and you're using, let's say, a mail client on your phone, which I'm sure Starlight is doing. Starlight, you do have your mail client on your phone, right? Then you're getting zucked. Okay, if you put a mail client on your phone, I can tell you right now, I can attack that with a beacon attack. I have a video on that, and I can hack that and track you all day. I can probably say, oh, you're now in Midtown Manhattan. Oh, you went home to Queens. Oh, you're in Brooklyn. I will know all that. So that's one of the problems with using email on the phone. So I do not put any email on my phone. Postcards seem like they're more private than email. In a way they are, Mad Cow, because there's no mass collection. Yes, everyone can read it, but there's no mass collection. I use Technique, which is invite-only email service. Anything email, if it's using SMTP, you're zucked. SMTP is the problem. SMTP. Consider hosting your own email server. It doesn't help, Banana Man. I host my own email servers. And why do you think that's any better? Because SMTP is a plain text protocol. If you actually programmed an SMTP like I have, I actually made my own version of Proton Mail. Brax includes code for doing something like Proton Mail, and actually I stopped using it when I said, Zuck, what am I getting here? I'm getting a lot of private data with the Proton Mail, so it zucked up, so I didn't want to use it. I use IMAP. Could you route
through Tor to hide location for emails. Yes, but I can still beacon you. And of course, email is the main vector. If you use Tor, not a Tor browser, but Tor router, yes, emails will be safer if you're using Tor. But how do you do that on a phone unless you're running a Tor router? So it's a little harder on a phone because you have to have a Tor router kind of device on the phone, which Simon is doing SMTP on me here. Simon thinks that I don't know that he's doing an SMTP greeting. So Simon thinks I don't know what that is, which is the when you connect to an SMTP server. Yes, so of course, battery sapper. Also got rid of Facebook. Wow, Starlight, that's too amazing. I'm going to. So I know you know. Yeah, Simon, of course you know. So yeah, it shows my age, Simon, when I know all that. So I wrote an email server. So I know obviously how to do the protocols in pretty low level. POP3, SMTP, all of that. And I wrote the protocols for doing it. So I know how to decrypt an email attachment and MIME and base64 encoding and all the stuff that comes with emails and the email structure. So I know it intently very, very well. I know it very well. So that's why I said Zuck this. That's why I am a big believer that email Zucks, because it's something that I have decades of experience in. I've used email for decades, and I know intently how it's built. Remember the days of telnetting to well, I still do. Isn't that my video? My video was telnetting to an SMTP server. You don't have to deactivate immediately. Just when the data is removed, pretty much it starts to stop. Did you even configure send mail? That was hell. Unfortunately, send mail doesn't work on Amazon servers, Simon. Send mail is blocked. They block that. They block that port, so you can't do send mail on Amazon. They don't want you to be doing that. So on Amazon, you have to go to their SMTP forwarding service, and then you have to pay for that there, which is cheap. But you have to go through AWS. They don't allow you to do send mail unless you have your own personal server outside of Amazon. But in Amazon, you can't do that. But there are many things others posted about you. Yeah, but without your identity, then when you deactivate, then you become a nothing. You said I can keep my business page, set up a new account though. No, Starlight, you can set up a new account with a fake identity, transfer the business name to that account. So let's say you come up with a new account called, John Smith, and then you assign the business name to John Smith, and then you depart, and John Smith now takes over. John Smith doesn't have any data, so then you're done. Your phone number, give that out, and boom, your entire life is on record. So, old Roscoe, can you explain to me? Yes, I've written books, Marco Street. I've written, business books, and I've done a lot of writing, I've done a lot of writing in various publications, including tech magazines and so on, over the years, and which I'm not going to share with you. So I was responding to old Roscoe. So old Roscoe, yeah, you then use
Signal, Telegram, and WhatsApp, and they use your Zucking phone number. And it's like, and then you upload your contact list, and then people, say, "Oh, I saw you on Telegram," and hello, that's what they did to me. And it's like, Zuck. So that is pretty zucked up. No, I don't know what that is, Donnie, unless you misspelled that. I don't know what that is. But wants it so badly, you can give them a Google Voice number. So if you set up use my video on how to set up a account without two-factor authentication without a phone number. So I used a SIM card once to give the phone number, then I deleted the phone number, then it was active, and that worked. And it cost me $10 because I used the SIM card once, or $8, something like that. So $8 to $10, and that was it. And then it doesn't have a phone number now. So that's what I used. Are your books on Amazon Kindle? No. One of the books was it's a hard copy, and you can still buy it. But no. So I watch every one of your videos, some more than once, and have shared them all. Thank you. Is a window manager that once upon a time was based on... First of all, I don't know what AEWM++ window manager is, Donnie. Considering how much I know, I don't know what that is. But, anyone can come up with a new acronym, and I'm not going to know what it is. So there's, a million acronyms today. So I don't need to be ashamed of not knowing any acronym. I mean, nobody can remember all of it. So I don't know what that is. So, yeah. So, if you, let's see. Again, I'm not just to just remind people, I am not broadcasting tomorrow or the rest of the weekend. So this will be the only live stream, and I'm actually going to have to do maybe some test broadcast during the week. So if you see that, then don't panic. I need to figure out why it's going in black and white, and maybe figure out some of the time delays and all that. So I'll have to figure that out, and then I'll hopefully go back to normal by next Friday. I think I'm only going to broadcast next Friday. Probably not going to broadcast on Saturday either next week. So probably projecting that I'll only be live streaming on Fridays for the rest of the holidays. But I'll try to do at least 2 videos. Did you read Zuck by Robert? Since I invented the word Zuck and Zucked and what the Zuck, that Robert guy stole my Zucking, expression. So if you go to Urban Dictionary and look for the definition of what the Zuck, that definition is mine. In fact, it refers to my website, whatthezuck.net. So are you going to Universal Studios? No, but I don't know. Should I, Donnie? No plans at the moment, but maybe. So anyway, here again, the light's turning off. Probably, I don't know, maybe overheating or something. I don't know. I don't know why it turns off. YouTube streaming more. So I'll do a broadcast to figure out why it's streaming in black and white. This is not intentional. So maybe do some test broadcasts, but not this weekend. I will have a video tomorrow though. So I that video will come out. I've already finished the video. So that's going to come out tomorrow morning. So hopefully you guys watch that, and then I'll see you midweek with another video. I'm trying to, if I'm not going to broadcast, with a live stream, then I will, at the very least, see if I can come up with more than one video. Some of my ideas are bad. I love your Periscope stream from there a few years ago. I did a Periscope stream from Universal Studios. Really? I did that? Seriously? Wow, I don't remember that. Did I really do that? Wow. That's amazing. I actually didn't think I would do that. So anyway, thank you for coming, and hopefully you're having a great holiday, and I put some Christmas lights in here, and hopefully you're having fun, not spending too much time watching me during the weekends, and have fun and appreciate the holiday season and Christmas and Hanukkah and whatever all the holidays are that you like. And it was Christmas. I love the live stream in the museum. You mean the Getty Museum. So, but the signal was bad. So yeah, I'll try to see if I can. I wish I could do the black and white, except I don't know how to do it. It's not like I do it on purpose. Okay, so Merry Christmas for those who celebrate Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and whatever other holidays that I didn't mention. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week, and a video tomorrow morning. So watch the video tomorrow morning. Thanks for coming, guys. Good night.